What up, everybody from YouTube? It's your boy Ricky Rick, and your boy Ricky Rick is back with episode 2 review Shameless season 10. That's right. The name of the episode, Sleep Well, My Prince, for tomorrow you shall be king. That's right. So, last night was Sunday. You already know, Sundays, the S stands for Shameless. And Shameless is one of my favorite shows that it happens on Sunday nights. So, what happened in this episode? A lot happened. We had Lip dealing parenthood, fatherhood, taking care of his baby. His wife is not around. His wife has a condition after giving birth, and he's stepping up, being both daddy, mommy, not being able to sleep because the baby won't go to sleep. Hasn't stopped crying, keeps crying, and he's just trying to balance his life and trying to do the best he can to take care of his baby. There was a scene that might relate to a lot of parents out there where this guy is just like, what is it? I think they said over 48 hours, 2 days without sleeping. He's just like been awake the whole time, and he's smoking because it's helping him stay awake during the episode. And yeah, he's just trying to stay awake, take care of his baby. He has this moment where he has to go take a deuce. He's got to go take a deuce, and he closes his eyes for a second. The cigarette that he had in his hand falls, burns him a little bit, wakes him up. He wakes up, he's looking around the living room, looking around the floor. He can't find his kid. He has that what do you call it? That father mentality, that parent mentality where like, where's your kid? You start worrying, you're freaking out. Next thing you know, it's okay. B had her. B had her. B had the baby. Oh, the baby, spoiler alert, the name, Freddy or Fred. Fred Flintstone, Freddy Cougar, one of the two. His name is Freddy. Welcome to the edition. Welcome to Shameless. Can't wait to see what happens with the character, how far we're going to see him get developed. But yeah, that's what's going on with Lip. I feel bad for my boy, man, because like since day one, he's been having like not the best of luck with his female partners. He has had interesting love stories, but right now with Tammy, this one might be the one that he finishes out the story with. We'll see how far Shameless goes, how many seasons of Shameless we have left. But Tammy, hope to see her back in a couple episodes, because this is only episode 2. So maybe we'll see her before the season finale or mid-season. But we still have a whole lot of Shameless ahead of us, so hopefully we'll see her around the next couple episodes. Interesting characters for this episode. Carl's going through his own thing. Looks like he might have a new love interest. He's going back to his roots of working at his previous job, and there might be a new love interest in there for him. Liam, this season, it looks like he's trying to find more about his background, where he came from. You know, he's questioning everything about him and his family, like why is he the only black kid in the family? You know, he's trying to discover who he wants to be in this world, like what kind of person he wants to be. So he's trying different personas, admiring a lot of the most memorable and most important people who were a part of like black history culture. So I'm loving what they're doing with this character. It's a little interesting to see where he goes, you know, what he will find out, you know. As for Ian and Mickey, they're having problems. I think that's something that we can all relate. You know, sometimes when we spend too much with the persons that we like or love, might cause a little bit of a friction. You know, sometimes we need, after you get past that honeymoon stage, you want a little bit of separation. You want to be able to breathe. You feel like you can't breathe. You're always around them, like you can't do nothing. And it happens sometimes in relationships. I do believe that. I feel like it does happen in relationships. Sometimes, you love the person, you're talking to that person, you're texting that person, you're always with them. And one of the two people in that relationship always wants more and more and more and more. And the other person is just like at a point where like, I'm done, Like I love you, but like right now, I just need like 5 minutes away from you. Like let me miss you a little bit. That's what it is. I need to get away from you. It's not that I don't want to be with you, but it's like I need space. I need a little bit of room. I need to like get away from you for a little bit. Like let me miss you. And sometimes people don't understand that in relationships. Sometimes people think, oh, you don't want to be with me. Like, it's not that. It's not that we don't like you. It's not that we don't want you. It's not that we don't love you. It's just that sometimes, we need to get away, like let me miss you. It's kind of like when you're at home and you're home all day, every single day. Let's say you're on vacation, or let's say you have back-to-back days off or 3 days off, and you're like, okay, and you start being home and you're not really doing anything. You're like, okay, I really need to do something now, because like this is cool and all, For some of us, it might be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a whole month, you know. And then we start feeling like, okay, I need to really do something with my life and get back to work, And that's how it is with relationships. Sometimes, like you get used to things, like you get to know your couple, your partner so well that you already know their likes, their dislikes, how they are, what they're gonna say. And sometimes those things that you learn to know about them might tick you off or might piss you off or might I don't know, might bring a different side that they don't want to see. So but yeah, a little space never hurts, a little time away. Debbie is like having an interesting role this season. Um, she's kind of like I said earlier in the episode one, my first review for the season, that she's kind of like stepping up on that Fiona role. Like pretty much Fiona was always like the main character, the one that looked out for all the younger ones, the brothers, the sisters, and like how they say women are smarter. They grow up more before the boys, and the women in this house, especially the Gallagher's house, like the women have been more in control and more responsible and dealing with the real responsibilities, and the guys have just been all doing their own thing and having fun and dealing with their own problems. And the women are always the one that are trying to keep everything together and try to keep things balanced, even though it gets crazy sometimes. So Debbie definitely in this episode is like trying to lay down the law, lay down the rules, and everybody's just at a breaking point where like they had enough. It's like, especially when it comes to money, like everybody, when there's money involved, that thing like ruins everything because, she's trying to look out for everybody, try to look the best for their house, just like trying to look out for everybody, but everybody's feeling like, hey, why do you have control of our money that was left for us? This is money that was left behind from their mom that passed away on the show. Just the character, and like, don't get me wrong, she's still alive. It's just a character that plays on the show. The mom passed away and left some money behind for all the family to have and spend it the way they choose. But Fiona left it to Debbie to control that money and make sure it doesn't go to waste, pretty much, by the rest of the family members. And the family members right now are like pretty much doing everything that Debbie says and following the rules that she came up with. And now it's like at this episode 2, they're like, okay, they stand together, and now like Debbie came up with a plan where they're giving them a credit card. Everyone gets a credit card with $100 for them to choose how they want to spend it, however they want. $100 doesn't sound like a lot, but like when you have like that type of money saved in the bank, I can't remember how much is the amount. I have to look back and remember how much the amount was, but when somebody passes away and they leave you some money behind, you want to make sure that you do right with that money and don't let it go to waste like other things and spend it on foolish things. Frank and his buddy Mikey, they just been like trying to scam people in this episode, just like trying to find ways to get money, because Debbie like pretty much says, hey, you want to live here, you need to pay some rent. You want to shower here, you need to pay some rent. And they're trying to come up with slick ways and trying to scam people to give them money without really going out and applying for a job and doing the right way. Like, go apply for a job and make some money, go to work and work your 8, 10, 12-hour shift and get paid in whatever, if it's weekly or bi-weekly. And these guys are just trying to scam people and trying to find easy ways to find money. As for Kevin and oh man, this is like a scenario that they found themselves in this episode where, like, can't remember the name of the company, but it's like, think about it like FedEx and UPS or Amazon that, that delivers packages, and well, they find a truck full of treasure, full of items, expensive items, and they decide to share these items with the people who were there with them and try to keep things for themselves. You just gotta watch the episode, man. It's very funny. Shameless is never afraid to push the envelope, and that's what I love about this show, because sometimes I have thoughts of these in my mind and I'm just like, that's kind of crazy, but the fact that these guys actually do it, and like, some of the thoughts that I had and I see it happen on this show, I'm just like, fuck, wow, that's what's up. Definitely loving the episode, definitely loving the show. So far, 2 episodes in, and what am I rating this episode so far, these first 2 episodes? I'm entertaining. It keeps me in front of the TV, not on my phone, and I'm hooked on it. I'm watching every scene. I'm watching everything they do, and so I'm definitely giving these, so far the season, I'm pretty entertained. I'm pretty hooked on. Can't wait to see what happens next as the season moves forward. Definitely giving this episode, I don't know, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. Give it 8 out of 10. Same thing with the opening season. Another 8 out of 10. It's a very fun episode. It's not boring. A lot's going on, especially when you have so many characters. Definitely love it. But I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10 because, I'm going to leave my 9 and 10 for episodes that are the best, you can say. Also, I'm just thought about this the other night, and I'm thinking about, I am going to be doing a review on a different show, on a show that happens on Netflix. I believe it's coming back next month, and the show is called You. It's a show that blew up last year, and it's an episode, the very first episode caught my attention and blew my mind, and I was just like, damn, the fact that that was the first season, I'm thinking about going back, watching the whole first season all over again. For those who know the show's called You, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm thinking about going back and watching that show and doing a review for every episode before season 2 drops on Netflix, and do a review on each episode for those who enjoy the episode and give us something to talk about, because I love the connection. I love connecting with you guys and getting people involved. That's what the channel's about now. And tune in until next Sunday for the next review. As always, it's your boy Ricky Rick. If I'm not making you laugh, I'm not making you smile, I'm not keeping you entertained, your boy Ricky Rick ain't doing his job. This was Shameless Episode 2, episode review by yours truly, Ricky Rick. Till next time, guys, I am out.